So if you go to Facebook and go check out our Facebook page and see if you see us live, and I'm going to check out YouTube.
It says we're on. It says we're live right now on Facebook and YouTube.
If you see us live. And I got us on YouTube.
Okay.
It says we're on. It says we're live right now. All right. So anybody who decides to pop in and listen,
and I
welcome to the Leadership Foundation. If there's one big leadership lesson we can take from this is that we're preparing for next week's CPO Pride Day. And there's a saying that I've always used: don't let the first time you do something be the first time you do it. So therefore, we are testing this live broadcast here on our YouTube and Facebook page. So congratulations, everybody who's listening in. This is what we are trying to do. So yes, Manny, we are live because we want to test this out. So since we're obviously getting other people listening in and answering, it looks like this is a go, David. Do you want to test anything out with our audience that is checking in with us? So what we'll do is I'll go ahead and put a shameless plug for those people who are listening. We are getting prepared for next week's CPO Pride Day, virtual CPO Pride Day. And we are excited to get ready for that. So if you guys, anybody who's listening, feel free to share the word, spread the word. This is going to be unlike past times where we've had everything locally. The advantage of being virtual is that anybody in the world can log in and participate with our Pride Day. So, David,
let me jump in here.
Throw a little few nuggets out there.
And something else that's pretty amazing when you think about it is the first 17 years, you have to be a chief or a chief selectee to participate in CPO Pride Day. For the first year, anybody could participate in CPO Pride Day. So I just put a link in there for our YouTube channel for those of us that are watching us. If you would real quick go check out our YouTube channel. I just want to make sure that you see us there as well. And if there's a chat, should be a chat room, and even YouTube, say something or come back to the Facebook page and say something real quick. We'll stay up here for couple more minutes as we test this out.
I want to try, since we got this, I want to try to share the screen for this video.
Oh, please do. Yeah.
And see how this works. So I'm going to do this. And so that's just going to show my screen. I want to try to see if I can get it full screen here.
And we got to make sure the audio comes through the system.
Full screen layout. There we go. And I'm gonna hit play.
Being present in your sailors' lives, being present in the division, being present within the wardroom and the mess, and leading by example.
So,
leadership in action to me takes.
All right, so David, since you're chiming in here, anybody's watching this, are y'all hearing this okay through Facebook and YouTube?
Without necessarily worrying about everything else. So
the volume is low.
Right?
In Zoom, there's a setting to make sure you. So I don't know if you turn up the volume with your computer or if there's a separate setting.
Well, let's try that. Does that sound better for those people listening?
Jacqueline said yes.
Right.
Dave said they're still a little soft.
We're able to enact
still low volume, huh?
Yeah.
Make sure that everyone.
So very low. Manuel says very low volume. Tommy says you can hear it, but it's low.
Let me try to get into this.
I'm excited to be a chief, to join into this fraternity, fellow brothers and sisters all over the world. It's a great dream come true for me.
Yeah, still pretty low.
I think I know why.
Okay.
It's probably the microphone. It's probably picking up the microphone. So does that sound better?
Yeah, it says good. Tommy says it's good there.
Okay. So I had to move my microphone over to so it can be heard through the microphone.
Oh, you put your mic next to your speakers?
Yeah. So I'll just have to have my mic here so that it can pick up the audio.
Okay. That's great.
That should work okay. All right, good. So
He said, Manuel said, which I would agree even in my answer. The music, when the music parts of it is great, but it's when people are talking, the volume's kind of low on the speakers. So, and I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot we can do about that.
only if, I don't think there is. So I think we'll just have to can't understand what is being said on the video. All right.
Yeah. We may be able to get John to strip the audio, or even Tyler to strip the audio on the video and increase it, and then resave it.
All right. Well, we will. We'll still play around with this. It looks like we're getting quite a few people listening in here, so that's good. That's a good sign. So again, everybody's listening in. I get another shameless plug. Please tune in next week on the 10th of September, where we'll be hosting our first virtual.
Hey, bring you back up, Travis.
CPO Pride Day. All right. Yeah. Hang on one second. So I need to stop sharing.
There you go.
All right. So, okay. So again, next Friday. So David, it starts at
next Thursday, September 10th.
What time?
Noon Pacific, but we'll be there a little early. But the actual, we plan to show up 11:30, 11:45, be going live. And, but 12 o'clock will be the kickoff with our first guest speaker. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll see the bios of all the speakers. If you go to our website under CPO Pride Day, you'll get a rundown in the order of the speakers. But yeah.
Awesome. So again, that's going to be 12 p.m. Pacific time. So,
one more plug. Anybody can ask a question. So if you have a question, you go look at the speakers. We got Miles McPherson, Mick Pond, Mike Stevens, Command Master Chief Rosa Wilson, as well as Kareem Cole, who's currently the Naval Academy Command Master Chief, great leader, and Chris Kotz, the Naval Reserve Forces Force Master Chief. If you want to ask any of them a specific question to one, or maybe just a blanket question that they can all take a stab at, we're going to be offering this up throughout the 2-hour event. So just send your question to jess.sanders, SAUNDERS at ELF365.org. You don't have to write that down. If you go back to the Facebook page or go to our website, you'll see the actual flyer that announces this. And Jess, there's instructions on send your questions. It's got Jess's email address. Send her a question that you have. And we're gonna go through those. We're gonna separate them out and throw them out to the different speakers throughout the event. So if you don't ask them a question, they're liable to ask you one, and you can just answer in the chat. But man, we'd really like to be a little bit more engaged in that. So I'm sure you have some questions out there.
Yeah, and David, I'm going to try one more time since we have this captive audience listening in. I want to try to share one more time, and I changed my microphone to the computer.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if that changes how it's coming across. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So Manny, let me know if you can hear this better.
He said, "Oh yeah." Hey, get to a part where somebody's talking, Travis.
Yeah.
There we go.
Being at the bottom of the ramp for the first explosion, and just seeing debris flying everywhere, and seeing it was everybody making sure everyone was okay.
Loud and clear.
I'll never
There we
forget
go.
it.
What's up, Tommy?
Name it Charlie.
After the explosion,
All right,
clearing
good
the
stuff.
pier,
So,
and
so I don't want to ruin all the video stuff so for everybody, but that's really good. Okay, so that's the fix for me as the host. I just need to use the computer audio or the microphones because it'll direct tie.
Perfect.
So and y'all can hear me still good now, right? It's not going to be like it's not going to be podcast quality, but it'll definitely be good for this. So, okay, guys, anything else you want to test out? Do we want to try? So we're live right now. So what's up, Tommy? Me and Tommy go back a couple days.
Okay.
So,
Sly, what's your question? Sly just put a question mark out there. What's your question, Sly? You got a captive audience.
there we go.
What were you thinking, Travis?
All right. Now I think we're good, man. The only thing I was just thinking about is we'll have to play around with the waiting room.
Okay.
We got to figure that out for the guest speakers and stuff. And but it seems like we at least have the good projection going here.
Yeah.
And the nice part about it, again, for everybody who's listening. So Sly, what's the topic? Again, we're going to be hosting the first ever virtual CPO Pride Day on next Thursday at noon Pacific time. And we're going to have all kinds of amazing leaders talking about history, heritage. And there you go. The theme is leadership in action. There you go. So yeah, I think there's going to be great stuff, everybody. So again, please help us. For those people who are tuning in now for this little test broadcast, we will be live next week, both on YouTube and Facebook. So please pass on to your commands. Get the word out. Again, this can be anywhere in the world. We selected this time specifically so that we can, for example, people in Hawaii, people overseas, they're going to be able to kind of log in at somewhat of a decent time. So please pay attention, pass the word around, and let's get this thing max participation. David, remind me how long is this event going to take place for?
We're scheduled for 2 hours from 12 to 1400 on September 10th, Pacific Standard Time.
All right. So awesome. Diane, do you have any 2 cents you want to throw in for everybody?
Yeah, I just wanted to, shout out to the team that's making this all happen. Besides the two talkers, Chris Thorne, GMCS, Jess Saunders, Randy Griffin, and the entire team of active duty chiefs, senior chiefs that are making all of this, doing all this work behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that's one of the great things I love about our foundation is we provide the opportunity for active duty to volunteer, help us out, get some opportunities for us to continue giving back to the military community.
Awesome. And Tommy, the biggest thing you can do to help, man, is keep spreading the word, man. We want a max participation of this. When we do CPO Pride Day every year in San Diego, we have a maximum capacity of a little over 3,000 people. The advantage of doing this virtually is that there is no limit. So we can really get large exposure with this, and we're super excited to get this thing rolling. So just get the word out, and let's get every chief around the world, every selectee around the world. Well, I'm not going to have selectees yet, but
yeah. Yeah, but something else though, just link for coins. I can throw that out there. There it is.
And already did it. There you go.
We have a limited number, just over. Well, I'll just tell you, we only got just over 400 coins for this particular event, and each one is serialized. So when they're gone, they're gone. Mm-hmm. And we've sold over half. So if you go to that link that Manuel put up there, go to the website, you can buy this year's coin. What we're doing new this year too is you can buy last year's coin. We've got Paul Kingsbury, his book that he wrote about leadership as a chief. And we've offered it up. There's almost, I think, a dozen different commands that have their CPO coin out there that you may think is pretty cool. And there's directions on how to go ahead and order those coins from those individual commands. All that on our website.
Absolutely. And Malcolm, to answer your question, there's always going to be amazing nuggets going to be passed on. Yes, there's going to be, I know we just spoke to Chris Coates this morning. He has a little insight onto the boards coming up, and absolutely any board eligible. Quite frankly, that's the beauty of what we have this scheduled. Anybody who wants to tune in can. This is not like limited. This is CPO Pride Day. So the way we look at this is officers who want to watch it and see what we do to build the camaraderie amongst our mess. The younger sailors who have aspirations to become a chief, this is their opportunity to really get some amazing insight from some incredible leaders around our fleet.
And let's be honest, any sailor can Google CPO Pride Day, and you can go to YouTube and see past stuff that's taken place. So we talked about, do we want to create a secret Facebook page only to allow chiefs to participate in it? And there's some validity to that, but I'll tell you, man, I want every sailor to strive to be a chief.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can't forget that less than 20% ever get a chance to don the anchors. So 80% just won't. And that's not a disservice or a discredit. Man, just to serve your nation, just to make it to first class petty officer, right? And to lead at that level. There's things in leadership that first classes can do that once you make chief, you can no longer do. I used to tell my sailors, as soon as a chief walks into the room, boy, it's like roaches when you turn the light on. Everybody scatters. The conversation changes. It's like, oh, everything's great, you know. And when I used to travel around as a command master chief, you go to a command and visit with people. It's the best command in the Navy, you know. Then next thing you know, 2 weeks later, there's an IG on it, but you couldn't tell. But as a first class, you know, that's really, when you think about the deck plate leadership of a chief, it really starts much sooner before then. You know, those first classes, they're right there leading on the deck plates with those junior sailors, and they're going to hear a lot more. And, you know, so to be able to open this up for everybody to get an idea of being a chief and the pride that we have as being chiefs, that outweighs the secrecy of it, in our opinion.
I love that. Yeah. Well, look, guys, I'm actually playing around a little bit here on the back end. That's how I was able to kind of kick Diane out for a second and try this out. But listen, everybody, anything else? So Diane, great point. Big shout out to the committee. The kind of sample that you saw the video, that was we finished watching that. That was an amazing job the team did. So we're super excited to share this video that the committee put together. We're even going to have a guest person doing the intro with our national anthem, which I'm excited to share, and we're going to get this thing rocking. So, guys, do you have anything else before we sign off this test live broadcast?
Diane, you got a fan out there. Doug Smith just.
Doug Smith, hello. That was us.
Yep.
All right. Hey, Doug Smith.
So, this is awesome, guys. So this is going to be exactly how it is. So we'll have this thing live streaming on here. We're able to see, I think the advantage of this platform that we have, David, is that we get to see, I'm assuming we're seeing, we are. We're seeing the comments from both YouTube and Facebook coming into the same area. So we're able to answer this stuff live as we go. And
so if it comes in one, if I'm answering or Diane answers, whoever answers, it'll go out on both.
Yes, exactly. So this is going to be great stuff, guys. We're really putting a lot of investing a lot into expanding our reach with the Enlisted Leadership Foundation. One more shameless plug, David, before we sign off. You want to talk about the Foundry real quick?
Sure. Yeah. You know, when COVID hit back in March and we had to pivot, we were scheduled actually for a May leadership symposium. And Travis, who is our vice president for events and marketing, he says, listen, we don't need to wait. Let's do something now. And so he launched us into the virtual world in 3 weeks. And that gave us such confidence in our capabilities. And so as a result of that, when we were hoping to be able to do Foundry face-to-face at our October class, because the April class, we just postponed it. We didn't cancel it. And when we saw that, we're not going to be able to do it live face-to-face, we just looked back to what we succeeded at with the Pride, with the Leadership Symposium. So we're doing a virtual Foundry class. So we take our 5-day face-to-face, and we've made it a 5-week virtual event. And we got a full class, and we're going to kick that off 2 weeks. So I met a lot of the students yesterday. They through package pickup. We have over 15 of our students that are joining us from outside of San Diego, because virtually we can do that. We even have one in Greece and one in Guam. So I'm excited to see how this is going to go. It's going to take a lot of effort on everybody's part because of the time difference, setting up our fireside chats, being flexible to bring the speakers in around their schedule. Because this isn't the me's and you's right now, maybe someday, but we got business CEOs, business owners, just people that have full schedules that are giving us some of their time to speak with some of you. And then since one more shameless plug, right now we're looking at LPO Academy for November. So we're finalizing those dates. That will also be virtual. The goal is to have applications open at the end of September. So keep an eye on the Facebook page, subscribe to our newsletter, our email. You'll get word that way as well. But yeah, and when we come out of COVID, our virtual isn't going to disappear. It's going to add to our capabilities.
Yep, absolutely. And that's what's exciting about this. And, just taking and adding some different dimensions to where we're offering it. So, because right now we've been limited to the physical, geographic, and quite frankly, a lot of overhead with it. So I'm also finding that we're going to be able to do this at a lot better cost. And I'll just if anybody doesn't know, anybody's question, they want to pass it on. Everybody thinks that we're over here, collecting all this dough, but I want to make very clear to everybody when I joined, this is our collateral duty. I always jokingly say that when you get out of the Navy, you can take the sailor out of the Navy, but you can't take the Navy out of the sailor. So this is our collateral duty. We all have our day jobs that we get paid for, but this is our civic activity that we all donate our time for. And so every dime that is raised through the foundation is poured right back in to serving and creating these platforms. So please, 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 if you ever hear anybody talking, saying people are patting their pockets, you can research it, cyberstalk us. You're going to see that's not the case. We just want to give back. And I really want to thank everybody who volunteers their time. I saw Tommy raise his hand, wants to support. So please keep the word out and pressing and getting the word. Diane, specifically, I want to shout out to you because Diane is she's always sits back and lets me, have my gab and talk, but she's the silent killer behind the scenes, pressing everything that we do forward. And we wouldn't be able to do this without you, Diane. So I just want to personally say thank you for all you do. So
go ahead, Diane, talk.
I'm a person of few words, but I love you guys. I love you, Travis. I mess with you a lot, talking too much. But
and I'll just, personally, having Diane join us, every command master, I tell people, and she knows this, every command master needs a Diane in their mess. Not every great master chief needs to be a command master chief. We need great senior chiefs and master chiefs to stay right where they're at. And Diane's one of those, but that's also one of the reasons why I needed her on this board. Because if you look at, everybody on the board is either a command master chief or command senior chief, except for Diane. But we need that perspective that, master chiefs and senior chiefs in those rates provide. Plus being an Iowa, that adds an extra level of leadership.
You need a little Ioyas.
What was that?
You need a little Ioyas on the team.
That's right.
Need a little bit.
Awesome. And all right, well, look, guys, I know all of us could sit there and BS all day long. I think we bored these people enough with our quote unquote test. But we're super excited. That just goes to show you how excited we are about getting this thing started. So you'll be hearing us again next week. Sly, I saw you post. How would you like to donate?
I just put it here.
Yep, there's a link there. You can donate. You can also sign up to be a part. What did she say? Exactly. Everyone says you're a good chief. You're good. Should commission. Great chiefs need to stay in the mess too. And that's an absolute thing. And I will tell you this. I'll leave you with this thing that everybody hears me say all the time. To be successful in whatever you do, you got to surround yourself by people that do great at what you suck at. I suck at a lot of shit. The only thing I'm really good at is talking right now. So that's the reason why all these other people around us are doing amazing things. So, all right, guys. Well, that is all we have. Guys, do you have any more last minute? Oh, by the ways?
No, I think we're good. It's 25 minutes of op test. It looks successful. So we'll be back. We'll do it next week with our speakers, a quick little comm check, and then we'll be live in a week.
All right. Take care.